this video, I'm sharing with you my fingerstyle arrangement of Ashokan Farewell. This is an easy arrangement with options that we'll cover in the tutorial. So let's begin with a demo. If you're enjoying this arrangement, please show my channel some love by giving this video a thumbs up. Now, if you're returning to my channel, then welcome back. And if you're new here, then welcome. I'm Lara. I'm a musician and a composer, and I love to teach fingerstyle arrangements and song tutorials for all levels. If you'd like to support my teaching and my channel by joining my Patreon community, you'll gain access to hundreds of PDF downloads, including fingerstyle tabs, song sheets, and song books. The link is down below in the video description. If you're not yet familiar with reading tablature, then see this video link above, where I'll help you to get started reading tabs. This arrangement is for low G tuning, and next in our tutorial, we'll walk through the first several lines step by step to get you started. We begin measure 1 on beat 3 with 2 notes. First the open first string, and then the 4th fret of the first string. Now here I like to use my index finger, and I cover strings 1 and 2, even though we're only picking the first string, because as we move into measure 2, we're going to move our index finger up to the 5th fret, still covering strings 1 and 2, and then we'll add our middle finger to the 6th fret of the 3rd string, picking strings 1, 2, and 3 together. Then we'll go to the 4th fret of the first string using our ring finger, and then down to the 2nd fret using either our index finger or middle finger. So let's look at measures 1 and 2 together at a slow tempo. Now for an easier option, instead of playing the chord that begins measure 2, you could play just the melody note here. We begin measure 3 with an optional hammer-on. So here we have a D chord with our index, middle finger, and ring finger covering the 2nd fret of strings 4, 3, and 2. But we're going to open up the 2nd string when we first pick this chord. Then we'll hammer on to the 2nd fret of the 2nd string using our ring finger. Now for an easier option, you can simply pick all 3 strings with your ring finger down. Next we have another optional hammer-on. So here we're going to pick the open second string, and then we'll hammer onto the second fret using our middle finger. Now for an easier version, you can skip the hammer-on and pick each note. In measure 4, we have a partial G chord. Here we have our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and our index finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. We'll pick strings 2, 3, and 4 together. Then we'll lift up our ring finger, placing down our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Then we'll pick the open 2nd string, and we still have our index finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string to end measure 4. So let's look at measures 3 and 4 at a slow tempo. In measure 5, we'll keep our index finger in place on the 3rd string, and we'll add our ring finger to the 4th fret of the 4th string. We'll pick strings 4, 3, and 4, and then in measure 6 we're going to form a D chord once again. Here we'll pick strings 4, 3 and 4 together, and then just the 2nd string, and keeping our fingers in place. To begin measure 7, we'll pick strings 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll go up to the 5th fret of the 1st string with our index finger, and then up to the 9th fret with our pinky. So here are measures 5, 6, and 7 at a slow tempo. In measure 8, keeping our pinky in place on the 9th fret of the 1st string, we're going to add our middle finger and index finger to the 7th fret of strings 2 and 3. Here we'll pick strings 1, 2, and 3 together, and then we'll use our pinky to go up to the 10th fret, and then our ring finger on the 9th fret, and then in measure 9 we're going to place our index finger on the 7th fret of the 1st string, and we'll place our ring finger and middle finger on the 9th fret of strings 2 and 3. Now for an easier option, in measures 8 and 9, instead of playing the chords, you can play just the melody notes on the 1st string. And now our melody repeats at the end of measure 9, moving into measure 10, just like measure 1 into measure 2. Measures 10 through 15 are played the same way as measures 2 through 7. And then when we get to measure 16, we're going to place our index finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, picking strings 1, 2, and 3 together. Then we'll go to the 4th fret of the 1st string, then up to the 7th fret, and then in measure 17, we're going to play the same chord that we used to begin measure 2. For more of my easy fingerstyle arrangements and tutorials, see this playlist here. Have fun learning Ashokan Farewell, and thanks for watching.